Then kuna hizi zingine, they resemble the ones in the Lexus NX series. You can be able to see that. And then also tukisonga hapa, there's this chrome finish which makes it look pretty brilliant from the anterior profile. And then we have the eagle badge, which is the logo for the Toyota Harrier. And then hapa we have a camera yenye inakusaidia kumonitor where you are going from the inside. So in case you are coming closer to an obstacle and you are almost hitting it, you will be able to monitor that. We also have parking sensors hapa, and this one assists you during ukiwa pale highway, uko kwa traffic. It also assists you in the lane departure assist to keep it aligned. They will sense that, and that makes it awesome. Also, this car boasts some fog lights right here, east side and also on the other side, and that is pretty brilliant. So these headlights are neon headlights. I didn't mention that, and it's good you know. So ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what powers the Toyota Harrier under the hood. Now, under the hood of the Toyota Harrier, you will get different engine configurations based on the trim level that you are buying. The hybrid version comes with a 2AR FXE engine, and if you see an X in the Toyota's engine nomenclature, just know that is a hybrid engine. And then now there is the 2-liter 3Z FAR engine, which also comes now with the non-hybrid, and that is what we have here. This is a 2-liter, and it is valvematic. So what valvematic does, it enhances the VVTI system in the Toyota's engine nomenclature. VVTI ni ile variable valve timing intelligence. So ile circulation of air in the engine has been enhanced by the valvematic technology in the Toyota's engine. So ladies and gentlemen, let us move to the side profile and see what it has to offer as well. Now on to the side profile, the Toyota Harrier appears to be bold and more masculine as opposed to the predecessor. You can see in this one, the new design, they have elongated it a little bit as opposed to ile ya anti-wa Harrier, and kama pia Mazda CX-5, you guys say it belongs to the Wamamas. No, we are not there. So let's see what it has. Now this car boasts some big tires here. It sits on 18-inch alloy wheels. Now guys, let's have a debate here between what do you think is a tire and what do you think is a wheel. Kuna mtu alikuwa anasema the whole of this thing is a wheel, but that is actually wrong. So this is what we call a wheel, and then this is a tire. So when we talk of 18-inch alloy wheels, this is what we mean. Sawa sawa guys? All right. Now also we have winkers on the side mirrors, and you will not find them on the front fenders. Hii ni gari ya siku hizi, so they have changed that completely. Also we have some chrome finish on the doorknobs, and another one this other end hapa chini, and that boosts the aesthetic value of the side profile of this car. Hii gari ikipita kando yako utashtuka kidogo because of how masculine it looks. This one is unisex, anybody can drive it. Ukionekana na hii, they won't think that it is a anti-wa Harrier or a Mumamas. Also, let's talk about the ground clearance. This is an SUV. It comes with a unibody configuration, and it is a soft roader. So we don't expect that you take this car to extreme off-road. If you want to go for extreme off-road, you'd get a body on frame. Tukisema unibody tunamaanisha this car sits on the chassis directly bila kufunganishwa na bolts on the frame. Na tukisema body on frame, it means kuna frame na ndio body inaekelewa juu. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? So that is why we call it a soft roader. Until that point, now let's see what the rear profile of the Toyota Harrier has to offer. Now onto the rear profile also, it's very simple, nothing much to talk about. You have the badging of the Harrier, na kuna logo ya Toyota hapa, of course, so you will know the person in front of you is driving a Toyota Harrier. Now let's talk about the language of the design of the rear profile. Hii ukiangalia na ile ya kitambo, the other one was a compact SUV, and it was very flat on the rear end. Now hii iko ka extension, and then also these brake lights have been reduced, size yao imepunguzwa kiasi, and then they have been fused with the indicator lights inside. So this thin line here, you will be able to see that in a short while. Also another thing that we have here is a reverse camera. and some parking sensors. So this and this works together to bring you an amazing experience when you are parking your car. Easy, ukienda kugonga kitu, they will give you an alarm inside the car, and then this one you will be able to monitor how close you are when you are almost hitting an obstacle. Another thing that is amazing about the rear profile, kuna hii ka spoiler wameweka hapa, and it's very sleek, very streamlined, inakaa fiti, and that also boosts the aesthetic value of the rear profile. Now let's talk about this tailgate of the third generation Harrier. It is fully electric and you can be able to open it from your car keys. Let's do that practically so that you can be able to see that. All right, there you go, just like that. Very simple. Brilliant. And now, because we are here, let's talk about the practicality. So the boot space of this car is very practical, and I think we can compare it to that of a Mazda CX-5. CX-5 pia iko na boot space kubwa, and now this one will enable you to carry a luggage ile kubwa, the size that you want. If you are somebody who likes going to Ushago, or end month imefika and your pocket is heavy, na umefanya shopping big ya familia, you don't have to worry. Now we also have extra storage compartments hapa chini. If you open this, you have a very huge space that you can use also for storing your things. On this other one here hapa mbele kuna partitions where you can also put some things. Now another amazing thing that we must talk about in the boot space is the sound system. Inafika mpaka kunyuma kwa boot, and this car comes fully equipped with the JBL sound system. I'm yearning to hear how that will sound, and we will be able to get that taste of the bespoke nature of music in this car when we get to the interior profile. Now lastly, this tailgate, as we said, it is fully electric. You can also be able to close it from a knob right here. Let's do that practically as well as we measure the boot space. I'll be the SI unit today, okay? So let's do that, guys. So with that, guys, we are going on a short commercial break. Don't move away, because we are still coming back with the best. Remember, today's episode of the Car Diary has been sponsored by Vroomx Automat, and here they do direct importation, they do car sales, and you can also trade in an old car and then you get to acquire a new one. Should you want to book test drives with this Toyota Harrier, you can reach them via the numbers in the description below. This is Younib TV, the best youth television network in East and Central Africa. Welcome back to the Car Diary. You are still rolling with the big boy, the conversation professor himself, Alfonso Albakwekwe. And of course, we are still taking up the airwaves right here on Younib TV, the best youth television network in East and Central Africa. Remember to follow us across all our social media platforms at Younib_TV on Instagram, and on Facebook and YouTube at Younib Media TV. You can also follow the conversation professor at his personal handles, pale Instagram at _Albakwekwe and on Facebook at Alfonso Albakwekwe. Now guys, with that said, let's get up close with the interior profile of the 2015 Toyota Harrier. Now, to start us off, we start with the instrument binnacle. It looks really nice with those illuminating colors that are there. So it will give you an amazing drive experience. So hapa uko na your tachometer and the speedometer. This car comes with a top speed of 180 kph. On this other side, the tachometer reads at 8,000 revolutions per minute. That is when it is at its optimum. You also have the temperature gauge here. You can check how your engine is doing from that point. Now hapa katikati you have this small screen which also displays some critical information. Kama kuna mtu hajafunga mlango vizuri, you'll be able to see here. You will also be able to see the gear you have engaged from this place. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Brilliant. Let's look at what the steering wheel offers. There are some controls here for infotainment. Unaweza receive simu, unaweza kata simu from this end as well, and also you kunaweza weka volumes, all those controls from here. Now there are some two knobs which are important on the steering wheel that I want you guys to see. This is the collision assist. So if you turn this on, we have those parking sensors pale that will be able to automatically detect if you are almost hitting an obstacle. So how you enable them on, you press this button. Then there is the lane departure assist. Hiyo iko hapa, unaona hapa kuna kabarabara and there is a car that is coming off the lane. So that means this is how you turn it on from this section on the steering wheel. So if you turn it on, ukienda kuacha line, inaku alert, you come back to the line as you drive on the highway. And that is pretty nice. Also, this car comes with traction control. You have it here. You also have automatic headlights so that zita turn on kukiwa na giza peke yao from these knobs that we have right here. Also about the electric tailgate, hiyo button bado iko hapa. You can open and close from this section that we have right here. Now let's shift focus to the center console, and this is pretty nice. It looks like a cockpit. Nearly resembles what we have in the Lexus NX series, and this infotainment system, it comes sana written in Japanese language, but you can always change it to Android system, which is what works in most of the Kenyan roads. So you have some controls here. You have history, map, voice, nini, and now, but map cannot work right here in Kenya. So the whole of this thing is touch screen. So watch what happens. Like for example, we wanted to test how the sounds are in this car with the JBL. So we can click on audio, and we don't have tracks. So let's try radio. Let's try radio and see if it has something. You heard that. So the JBL does some magic when you are on board cruising with this car. Let's shift focus to the climate control zone, and this is fully digitized. It's touch screen. So hii ni fan ku reduce speed ya fan, kuongeza speed ya fan, and then this is now the configuration of how air circulation should be in the car. And then you have also the recirculation of air icon, the front and the rear mirror defrost from here. This is where you turn off your fan, and you can also engage the climate to auto mode so that it detects on itself and it engage hapo. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? All right. Now you can also drive this car in eco mode, and you have that configuration right here. Eco mode means you reduce how your car consumes fuel to become pocket friendly. And then tukisonga hapa kwa the gear shifter session, you have this wooden finishing and some chrome design, and that is really nice. It gives you some pretty nice ambience as you drive this car. And I didn't tell you guys that this car comes fully upholstered in supple leather from the dashboard all the way to the seats. It's pretty nice. Now you also get the privilege to enjoy heated seats as you drive this car. Kuna ya driver and the co-driver, and the climate control is dual. So that means the same thing happens with the rear passengers on board. Hadi hapo tuko sawa? Right. Now let's talk about leg room But before we go there, let me show you something, a control on the steering wheel. Remember, this steering wheel is a memory steering wheel. But so ukiwasha gari itaanza mali ulikuwa umeiacha, but you can still configure it to what you want it to be. There is this knob right here. So watch what happens. Unaweza ipandisha juu, unaweza ishukisha chini as well to level yenye unataka. Unaweza pia ileta chini or you urudishe juu, and that is pretty nice to have in this car. Now the legroom, these seats are electric, so kuna knobs huku kando yenye unatumia ku adjust. So just like that, very simple. Unaweza inua, unaweza shukisha, you know, and that is pretty nice. Now also hapa the seats are memory seats, so you have one, if you press this unaona ina adjust peke yake from the steering to kila kitu, and then there is a configuration number 2 which you can configure it in, and it will take you to setting number 2 of the memory seat. So that is pretty nice. So guys, let us move hapo nyuma kidogo tuone what it has. But before we go there, let's talk about storage compartments. You have 2 cup holders right here. You have this which serves as an armrest, na pia ukifungua you get a wireless charger. Kama uko na hiyo touchpad, this is where you turn it on from. Na ukifungua hii you get a storage compartment here. Also the co-driver akona place yake ya kuweka kikombe hapa, so there is a cup holder there which is nicely done in some chrome finishing, and that is pretty nice to have it there. Also hapa kwa auntie wa Harrier and mama wa Harrier, if you pull this you will be able to do your makeup from this place, and that sounds really good for the mamas and the aunties. But now this one, even wanaume can drive it. We said it's unisex. Yeah. Let's move to the rear end seats and see what we have there as well. All right. Now on the rear end seats, there is still a lot of comfort. This being an SUV in that class that it is, there is a lot of comfort that is guaranteed when you enter also this other end. The seats are very comfy, and you have sufficient legroom for mtu wa nyuma, whether it's a tall person or a short person. The drive will be awesome. Even if it's a long drive, mtafika kama mko sawa, hamjachoka. Let's talk about headroom. You can see how ample it is, and that is pretty nice. So let's talk about something here. You have an armrest if you don't have a third passenger on board. Unaweza mfix hapa kama hako, and pia huyu atakuwa tu ako sawa because we don't have that hump which is always here. This place is just flat, so that means you can fit in 3 people comfortably. Apart from the armrest that we have here, you also have a storage compartment here for the rear passengers. So you just press this, where is it, this, and there you go. So you get to have the 2 cup holders for our watu wa nyuma. As they drive, they can be able to enjoy their ride. Also about storage compartment, you have pockets on these other seats, and that is still amazing. And then about the dual climate control that I told you about, our watu wa nyuma pia wana find it easy to drive in this car. If there's a lot of temperatures or there is cold, you can turn on the AC from this point, and they also get to enjoy some good breeze in the car as they travel. Now let's talk about some value for money for the Toyota Harrier. This car retails from around 2.8 million all the way to 3.5 million depending on what you want, and that is a good resale value actually, because what this car offers as compared to its predecessor, it offers much, and that is why it is value for money. Also let's talk about some safety features that you will be able to find in the Toyota Harrier. We have the anti-lock braking system. You will get it in this car. You have the traction control. You also get to have some curtain airbags. Kuna zingine pale mbele, and we have also some here. You can see that label, SRS curtain airbag. So that means in case of a collision, everybody will come out safe. And that is pretty nice to get these guys being concerned about their clients. So guys, let's do our parting shot and then we wrap it up. Au sio? Brilliant. So So guys, what I love about this car as a parting shot is about the front facade, which is particularly distinctive. This car will give you an amazing driving experience. It offers that opulent look for the family. It's a car that will guarantee you some comfort. Ukienda hapo nje, you're really bold because you are cruising in an SUV. It will also give you some form of luxury, and you can enjoy the luxury in this car hassle-free, and that is pretty nice. So guys, this has been the Car Diary. I have been your host, Alfonso Albakwekwe. See you next Sunday, same time, same place. Keep it Younib TV, because this is ever the best. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.